December 1975, George and Kathy Lutz thought they'd found their dream home in the quiet town of Amityville, New York. The house was perfect, a sprawling, three-story colonial with tall windows that gazed over the river. There was only one dark shadow cast over their excitement. Just 1 year earlier, 6 brutal murders had taken place in that very house. Ronald DeFeo Jr. had slaughtered his entire family as they slept. But the Lutzes were determined to make it their home, convinced they could leave the past behind. From the first night, things were off. Cold spots would form out of nowhere, even though the heat was blasting. Their dog, Harry, wouldn't go near the house, growling at nothing, for standing on end. George began waking up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact time DeFeo had killed his family. But the worst was yet to come. One night, Kathy felt a heavy presence in bed with her. She turned to wake George, but he was staring at her, his eyes blank, face contorted in a twisted grimace she had never seen before. Suddenly, a deafening roar echoed through the house. The walls seemed to vibrate as a thick, black substance began oozing from the cracks in the ceiling. As the days passed, the haunting escalated. Doors slammed violently without cause. A disembodied voice whispered their names at all hours. Their children spoke of a sinister red-eyed pig named Jody, who they claimed lived in their playroom. Kathy could feel something malevolent following her, its breath on her neck, its presence just out of sight. The final night in the house was the worst. George woke to find Kathy levitating above the bed, her body twisting in unnatural shapes. He tried to scream, but his voice was stolen by the oppressive darkness filling the room. In the hallway, their children's cries echoed, mixing with an eerie laughter that was not their own. Terrified, the family fled the house that night, leaving behind everything they owned. They never returned. The house in Amityville still stands, but the question remains, what evil lingers within its walls, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul?